now you are seeing that, a lot of regulation is changing. The whole white paper being published, and from 22nd July, another set of rules are now starting to get implemented with sponsorship requiring higher salary threshold. How do you see it impacting the international students? Is it like a big deal? And this is the Robotarium that you were mentioning about.
This is our latest toy. They do an awful lot of research into particular things like medical robots. There's the student union offices, mainly upstairs there. And I said they're incredibly active. And that's a really good thing, a real bonus. There's a bar in there and somewhere, what I would have called a nightclub, but I don't know what these guys call it now.
So that's the major thing which I was looking for when I was coming here to get a top quality education. And the education system here specifically, I have seen that there are a lot of courseworks, which again gives you experience quite close to industry.
I'm also curious about the Actuarial Science program that is there on campus.
If you are looking to study abroad, then watch this full video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated.
Right, now how much time do we have? Are you happy to keep walking?
Yeah.
Then let's walk this way. I can show you where the Robotarium is. It's our latest toy, if you like.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that we're incredibly good at is keeping up with what's happening. So we're very strong on sustainability. So sustainability is being written into many of our programs, not just our energy programs, but in logistics, for example. Students are expected to understand the way forward into the future with green and sustainable methodologies and technologies. Where I started off and I pointed out the Edinburgh Business School, we are now down into the STEM area. And this is where all the labs are. This is where I teach mathematics and our computing, all the different types of engineering, our construction, our brewing and distilling.
Okay.
And this is this end of the university.
Do you find students coming for brewing and distilling from India?
Yes, we do.
Because brewing your own like beer or other kind of liquor is now becoming very, very popular in India. And of course, we are here in Scotland, so what better place to come and study?
Yes. We're finding it increasingly popular. It's a program that starts trends. So in the UK, there was a great gin revival, and that was really started by graduates from the brewing and distilling program, and they started, and then it caught on, and it became a thing, and it became a thing worldwide. It's got close collaborations, of course, with every year they have competitions and tastings of things that they make. I think if you're into it,
then it becomes like very risky course to be in.
but there are only a few of that caliber around the world, and students come from everywhere to study it with us. On the left, we've got the postgraduate centre. Up the top, there's a big open plan, another space for postgraduates to come and study. There are various facilities there to make it easier, a microwave and a place to find drinks and things. There's another little cafe in there. But up the top, there's spaces they can work in if they're by themselves again, or if they're doing group work. Because one of the things that we're quite heavy on, no matter what project you do, is collaboration. So it's something that we like to teach the students. And of course, if you're coming into doing a program with international students you're collaborating with, you're learning not just how we do it, but you're learning how things operate all around the world. And that's brilliant if you're into business, because you're learning that cultural differences.
I think that's what a lot of students are looking for as well. Great thing is we've seen students from everywhere, whatever few number of students who are there. Some universities that I've been to on this tour also, you find them to have largely Indian class. Practically the whole class is from India. So I think that's again strong feedback we also get from our students coming to Heriot-Watt, that they get a lot of multicultural experience here.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly important. I mean, if you wanted a class of, your own nationality, you'd stay where you were. If we look in the distance, these buildings all along there are part of the research park. There's a whole range from water to whiskey to... These are often by industry with close collaboration to the research that's going on.
And this is the Robotarium that you were mentioning about.
This is our latest toy. They do an awful lot of research into particular things like medical robots and how to take it into the future.
I think you can never understand or visualize it unless you've been here. The scale at which the university operates.
Yeah.
When you visited few of them, then you can truly appreciate the difference.
I'm not sure if we can get into that, but it's incredibly modern, as you would expect.
There are events that happen here as well.
Yep.
You also find a lot of international students using these facilities. Do
Yes.
they? I mean, you can take a horse to a pond, but not make it drink. Sometimes I find that as a challenge.
I think there are two types of student, aren't there? The ones that want to come here to get the piece of paper and to work, and getting the piece of paper with a degree on the end of it, yeah, it sometimes comes secondary. Also ones that truly want to learn, and they want to take every experience they can get some work experience as well, return home for the better of wherever they've come from.
Right.
And that's admirable. And those students will come to things here. They will do those additional add-on bits, not just the compulsory sections.
I just saw one student walk by and I was like happy, like summertime vacation. You're not supposed to be here, but he's putting in the hard work. Yeah.
Well, some of the master's students and the PhDs, of course, will be here over the summer. I'm truly sorry that things are so quiet at the moment. I couldn't set up tours of all these things, but I think it's quite good to get a flavour.
Yes, I think it's important to get an idea. A lot of the things I won't even understand as well because I'm not an expert in all domains. But it's important to be able to visualize, I believe, the scale, the authenticity of what we talk about to our students. And I think that's my main reason for being here.
It's really difficult when you're talking to students to give them, to let them know the importance of the surroundings when they come and study. The importance of having, the well-being people there that are there to, as a fallback if something happens. It's really difficult to say that that's there in the main.
The problem is it's like
accessible.
insurance, unless you fall sick or you have an accident, you don't realize the importance of it. And the students who are still at home don't understand the challenges and of mental well-being when you are here away from family. You mentioned one thing very interesting. It was about that there is a healthcare center here on campus.
There's
Because a lot of students I spoke to and in around London and in the England part, everyone was complaining about the NHS, that it takes a lot of time to get an appointment, and by the time they reach the doctor, their problem has self-healed. so how is it the health facility here on campus?
Well, it's important to remember that the health system in Scotland is different to the health system in England. So what you hear about it in England is very different from up here. It's true that we have waiting lists as well. I'm not going to lie, we do. Yep. Having a doctor on campus that all students can register with means that you have access to something to be triaged. If it's really important, if it's really urgent, you're going to be seen immediately. And they're really nice. I had a student here once who was from Poland. He got mumps.
Okay.
And many students, and it was exam time, and many students would say, "Oh, I can't sit exams, I've got mumps." He was desperate to sit exams. He was an incredibly able student, straight A's. And so the medical centre set up a room so that he could go in isolation, sit his exam.
Yeah.
I was lucky or unlucky as already having had mumps when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I could go and be the invigilator so that he wasn't alone. Because you can't leave somebody sick alone. So he got straight A's.
So I think that's also good that the school will go beyond what's the norm to make sure, even if you're not well, then you don't miss out on the opportunity and the things. Is it covered under the student's tuition, or do they have to pay extra for the campus healthcare?
They don't have to pay extra to the university for. It's covered under the money that they have to pay at the start.
Right.
There isn't an extra cost.
I'm also curious about the Actuarial Science program that is there on campus.
So guys, let's take a small pause and let me tell you that I counsel hundreds of students looking to study abroad every month. And I am here to help you guys, not just with understanding your profile, which country or university is the best one for you, but help you through the admission process. And me and my team will get you your visa on time. And if you want a one-on-one counseling session with me, please go into the description. There is a link to my Calendly and you can book a one-on-one slot with me. And let's get back to our video now.
The people that are teaching them have associations with companies, with institutions or whatever, and this all feeds in. But it's not just actuarial, it's across the board. Even in business management, all of our lecturers are going to go around here. I just didn't want to walk up the hill, that was all. Have links with industry. But our actuarials, I can't tell you companies off the top of my head, I'm sorry.
That's okay. But the students, their feedback about Actuarial Science. Do we have a lot of international students students coming in for that program?
We have many international students that come in from it. They come in, they're some of the more successful ones are getting a job here in the UK afterwards and getting experience before returning. Some of them will stay further on because actuarial is one of those things that, is incredibly, it's just needed, isn't it, by everybody. It's more of these pretty flowers that you need. I'm desperately trying to think off the top of my head the companies. One of the advantages is, of course, the exemptions for that makes a huge difference because maximum exemptions means that to get that professional qualification, you're a step further once you get actuarial for that.
So, I mean, now you are seeing that, a lot of regulation is changing. The whole white paper being published, and from 22nd July, another set of rules are now starting to get implemented with sponsorship requiring higher salary threshold. How do you see it impacting the international students? Is it like a big deal?
I don't think it's a big deal for good students. I think it's truthful to say that we had a problem at one stage with students who were here not necessarily to study. The students who are coming to get a good degree, I don't think they're going to be impacted in the same way. Most Indian students, I think, would fall into that category. Just to divert, this building here is called the GRID.
It's called the GRID.
The GRID,
Yeah.
GRID. It's an acronym that nobody can remember what it's for.
Somebody who made the acronym then left.
But what it does is it's purpose. It's got big labs in there for students to go and study and do their coursework and things in. But it's also the centre for linking with industry. So, for example, the business management, the Edinburgh Business School has a business incubator that's in there that anybody wanting a startup company, including students and graduates and people who live locally, will use. And there are senior people there to offer advice and guidance. And there have been some very successful businesses that come out of the incubator. Yeah. There are also, I mean, we're talking about links in with programs and guest speakers coming from industry, and some of these would be sourced from who work in this building.
So this is where the industry interacts with the university.
Yeah. So it was the big toy until the Robotarium came along. It's been knocked into second place. But it's considered incredibly important for us because it has that industry link. There are other things in there as well.
Hi there. Would you like to introduce yourself for camera for a minute? Are you from India? Just would you like to just share your experience, what you're doing here? Please come join us. Yeah. Hi, I'm Piyush.
Hi, Ronak.
Hi, Ronak. Nice to meet you. Piyush, I'm from India, from Noida, Delhi. She's Steph from your school. Yeah.
I work in international recruitment.
And what are you studying here, Ronak?
I'm pursuing Masters in Actuarial Management.
Oh, wow. See, we were just now discussing
talking.
actuarial management and how are students finding it. So what's your feedback on about the course? Are you finding it good?
To be honest, yes. We had a lot of coursework, which actually, so I have already a boardings of 3 years.
Right.
And after getting work experience, pursuing a master's, I believe it's very helpful, specifically because when you were doing all those things in the companies and the course, when you read those things, it quite align with the industry standards.
Right.
And it actually helps you gain a lot of experience because the teachers who are teaching us are also from the industry, and their experience helps you a lot. So that's the major thing which I was looking for when I was coming here to get a top quality education. And the education system here specifically, I have seen that there are a lot of courseworks, which again gives you experience quite close to industry.
Right.
Those things actually helps a lot in building the concepts clarity. And
when are you finishing your course?
I'm finishing this August.
This August.
Yeah.
Great. If you are going to be around somewhere, we're going to come back and catch you.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ronak. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
See, we were looking for feedback on actuarial, and we
somebody
found Ronak.
not very healthy looking lake at the moment. It's in the really winter freeze over. Ducks come into land and land.
Yeah, we can see a lot of kids playing with them.
Yeah, they'll clear out the algae later. The university has a scuba club, I believe, that has gone in and cleared out the bottom. And we have such a wide range of clubs. Cricket, of course.
Cricket, of course, yes.
And the India Society, of course. But you think about the huge range of sports, activities, gaming. The Students' Union, we're just walking up to where they're based, is incredibly active.
I think with so much space, automatically, like, everyone has their own corner to kind of build interest in. Somebody can play cricket while somebody can come do, scuba or anything. Like, so many activities are possible here.
But we were talking about well-being, and
Yeah.
having all of this space to walk around sometimes is incredibly good
Yeah.
for your mind, your
Yeah.
headspace.
I think being away from the hustle bustle of a city, it's very calming. And if you have that space, you can always go into the madness when you want, but you can be here in the quiet when you need to be as well.
So this is the student union. There is, of course, a cafe in there. There's cafes everywhere.
Everywhere.
But
Yeah.
there's the student union offices, mainly upstairs there. And I said they're incredibly active.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really good thing, a real bonus. There's a bar in there and somewhere, well, I would have called a nightclub, but I don't know what these guys call it now. Most of them, if they live on campus and they want to do something on a Friday night or something, they'll go into town.
Yeah.
The buses will run through the night,
Right.
so you can get home. But at
You
that
can
time
see
of
all
night,
the societies, like there are like 100 societies on that board.
oh, I think there are more than that.
Yeah.
It's just, if they go in the evening and they just want a taxi back,
Yeah.
if they're 5 or 6, they can push into a taxi and it becomes incredibly cheap.
Yeah, it took us 20 pounds to get here.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think a bus would have costed us like 2.5, 3 pounds.
But if you're under 20
Yeah.
and you're a student, you can get it for free. You can apply for a card, get free bus.
The free bus, yeah.
So students that live in Gorgie, for example,
Yeah.
the younger ones can get free buses into the university, and that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, I was in London as well. Like, I was with my son. He's 6. I didn't know we were paying for his ticket for like half the trip. Then we realized. Then somebody told us transport is free for him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like here it's up till 20. The bus service is free.
I think it's up to 20.
Yeah.
I think the students, when they arrive here, they have to apply for a special ID to allow it, which is a minor
Definitely
inconvenience.
worth it. Yeah, I'm gonna be here for a while. So.
Especially if you're living in Gorgie, for
Yeah.
example, but you're working in the centre of the city and
Yeah.
you're coming here. It
Makes all the sense.
Right. If you're lost, that was EBS, the building that I
Yes,
worked
and
in.
I think this is the
This is the-
indoor football
we'll just go in.
stadium and the tennis.
We'll just go in and have a quick look.
So if you like this content, please subscribe to our channel and I will see you all in the next video.